Hello and welcome to my media presentation number 3, and I'm going to be talking about an author that I found insightful, who is Chester Bernard. So like I mentioned, I will be talking about Chester Bernard, and I'll be looking into his weaknesses and strengths in terms of what he stated about formal and informal organizations, and I will be providing examples and how it applies to um, my organization at DPSS. So first things first is to explain Chester Bernard's informal organizations and their relation to formal organizations. He mainly focused more on the functions of the executive, and he explained that in organizations there is a chain of command. So, for example, at my work, we have the regional manager, the social service supervisor, and then we have the social worker. So, a social worker would not directly ask a regional manager for days off or have that much communication with the regional manager. If anything, we go directly to the social supervisor if we have any concerns or want to ask for any days off. But Bernard stated that out of this comes informal and formal organizations that can be effective if companies use it effectively. So the formal organization is basically the company's goals, policies, and rules, and the informal side of it is the interaction between two coworkers. And Bernard stated that he believed that companies and organizational goals will be accepted if the manager's authority is respected as well. And he also explained that this is effective and efficient if the motives of the employee is satisfied. So, for example, if the worker is in the loop of what is going on in a workplace and not just hearing rumors and then having it be true instead of being told directly through the supervisor. Which is why Bernard believed that the informal organizations actually built up to the formal organizations. So, a strength is that overall a manager's team is positive. They feel more comfortable sharing ideas. They feel that in the workplace they can move up. So, therefore, they do share ideas. They communicate more with their managers and they feel more motivated. And this comes because they feel that their needs as an employee is being met through their manager, and this is shown through a manager's experience. So if a manager is experienced in showing praise and keeping workers informed of what is going on within the company and of any changes, then the workers feel the need to follow the organization's policy and goals. So a weakness would be that if there is a manager that comes in and doesn't have experience and is not ready to hear their workers and is not keeping them informed, and the worker is hearing, rumors about, for example, being laid off, and it comes to be true and they didn't hear it from their supervisor, then they may feel that they are not being kept in the loop, therefore they lose that trust. And this could cause, well, for an unhappy workplace, it could cause conflict, and the informal may become stronger than the formal side of it. So employees may not feel the need to give 100% to the company, and they would lose sight of the company's goals and interests. And if the employee feels that their motives and needs as an employee is not being satisfied, then it may cause them to strike back. I feel that Chester Bernard's formal and informal functions apply to my workplace at DPSS because we do work set up as a hierarchy. So, like I did say earlier, I do have a supervisor, and my supervisor does respond to the regional manager. But I do respond to my supervisor, and I can kind of see how in the workplace there's those informal, I guess, cliques, and it does affect the overall workplace. But to start off with, each supervisor has their own unit and they do manage however they see effectively. I do notice that my supervisor has a little bit more experience than the others, only because she has been a supervisor a little bit longer than the other supervisors. But I can confidently say that I do trust my supervisor to keep me informed of any changes, any policy changes, if there's any changes going on in the office. I know I'll receive an update whether it's via email or in person. And because of this, I do respect her rules. So she does work on a discipline reward system. So she does reward us when we are being compliant, and she does have a discipline. She does discipline us when we are being non-compliant. So basically, in the workplace, we have to reach 90% in terms of inputting cases on a timely manner. If we do input in that timely manner, then we get to work from home 2 days out of the week, which is really great because the commute. But if we do go below the 90% inputting, then we are pulled from being able to work from home for a whole month. But because I do respect her as a manager, if I were to fall below 90, then I can definitely respect being pulled from being able to work from home. I do know other people who are not really accepting of this rule because they feel that they are being monitored too much, but I feel that it is all in the way that it is explained, because I've heard how it is explained through other managers. So other managers, they basically set it up as if, it's more of a micromanaging system. So even though they're at home working, they are constantly receiving calls and emails from their supervisor. While my supervisor, as long as I get everything inputted and everything is fine, then she just lets me do my own thing. So I feel like a little bit that kind of shows how a supervisor trusts their worker and a worker is able to trust the supervisor in return. So we've reached the end of my presentation, and basically the main reference that I did use is from the book, The Readings. But I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you have a great weekend. Thank you.